Good evening. A second here to start going. Welcome, everyone. Make sure you say hi. Let me know you're here. And we'll get going here in just a second. My name is 𝗧𝗢𝗣𝗘, and this is ButterDish Design's Crafty Hour. It is episode 84. Yeah. And we are going to have some fun with embossing this evening. And you may have seen this technique before, you may not. Either way, I hope that these cards inspire you. And if they do, please let me know. Or if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. So I'm going to give it a second here because I have a surprise for everybody this evening. A surprise guest, that is. So please welcome to the stamping stage, the butter in ButterDish Designs. So I'm going to move over because we're going to be sharing. So here we go. So, hi. We're both going to be stamping this evening, and it'll be fun. And yeah, so you get to know my other half. And hi, Coney. I'm like, look, we have a stamping butter this evening.
Hi, Coney.
So, all right. I'm going to add in the overhead here. There we go. Okay, so I'll leave the other part on for a little bit. We're going to be using a couple products out of the mini catalog. And first of all, I'll show you this embossing folder up here in the corner, the Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. And let me make sure I brought it. Ooh, I may not have. That may be the one thing that I forgot. So, so hang out with butter for a second. I'm going to go grab it. I'll be right back. So. Okay, back in business. Sorry about that. I did forget one thing. So, at least that's hi, Kathy. So, we're going to be using this beautiful hybrid 3D embossing. Well, it's a 3D embossing folder here. And the fun is going to start with a couple of techniques. And then we are going to be doing a hybrid embossing folder here, this one, and I'll show you why. So it is an embossing folder, all right, as well as it comes with dies, and you're going to say dies in an embossing folder. What's going on? It's really cool. It's actually one big die. You do have some neat little accent elements on here. So, but we're going to be just working with this piece. And what happens with this is that they nestle. Oh, I've got it on the wrong side. Nope, get on the right side. There we go. So it locks in place. And so it will emboss and cut. So we're going to have some fun with that this evening. And let me show you what we're going to make. So put that behind me. We are going to be making, by we, I mean me and him together. We're going to be making these two cards here. So, And I'm going to show you a couple fun techniques. You may think that they are the exact same, but they're not. You'll notice on this one, it's got a little bit less of, and actually I'm going to put it on this one for a second here. All right, so we have this one here, and it's a little bit less. You'll see on the black ink here. And then this one is a little bit more. So I'm going to show you a couple fun ways to do this with your embossing folders that you have at home. It'll be super easy. And I'll just set these up here for a second. So what I pre-cut already, just so you know, is that I did 2 card bases, the front layers, and the inside, and the punch, just so it would save a little bit of time, because this is more of a technique-based crafty hour rather than me making the full thing. So we'll see if we can get through this or not. So shouldn't take too long. But the first thing that we're going to do is do our pieces here. And I'll move this over here in a minute, and then we will both be doing it just a little bit differently. So let's do that one. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll do these words first. Hi, Anne. So we've got this here, and we are going to use is the brayer. When you're doing your brayering, you want to make sure that you're going this way with these little pokies up. Otherwise, you will tear up whatever you're working on, because that's the stand for when you're done with it, if you've never used one before. So that's that. Let me grab the black ink here, and I will do the first one, and then we'll let Jason do the second one. So, all right. So when you're doing this, you want to make short little round things here. I see I have a little bit of a dust on there. It's not going to really matter. And we are looking for the raised side, and you're not going to be able to see that on there. But anyways, so what I'm going to be doing is going over this, and we're basically inking just the outline of the sentiments. And just to show you here, you can see on the hello there how it just has that outline. All right, so and I'm just going to do that, and you need to go over this just a couple times. You know, you're not looking for, and I'll show you a close-up when we're done here. You're not looking for a great big smudge of ink all over everything. You're just looking at the outlines. Make sure I get that corner one down there, because I don't think I did. Okay, so I set that to the side. I'm going to put this lid on so that I don't stick anything in there. What you want to do is just drop this into place so that it snaps in there. And there, it's nice and nestled. You can see it's not moving there. With this particular die and stamp set, or not stamp set, embossing folder here, when you're putting this down, a 6x6 sheet will do it. You don't want to move this once you lay it down. So just put it in there and close it. Okay. We're going to go this way because I'm right-handed. You will need your number 1 plate down here. Then you can go ahead and put this on, and then you need your number 4. All right. So we're going to send this through. You've got to give it a little bit of elbow grease here. Hi, Emily. All right. So there we go. So the fun part about this, you'll see, is see how it did just the outlines. And not only that, it cut everything out at the same time. So there we go. And I may have not have made that end one there, but that's okay. Got lots of them in there. It happens. So I'm going to put those over in this little tray here so we don't lose them. And then we'll let butter do them. All right, honey, you're up. Whee! So I will hold on to this. So that side. And you're going to have to do it over here. I'll scoot over.
Problems.
So you can see how easy this is.
Even a husband can do it.
There you go, no wiggling. Now once you set that down, you just need to leave it. Don't move it around. You hold on to that and I will close the ink pad. So yes, Emily, that is another one we're going to talk about here. So, but we're going to go with this one first. It has so many different variations that you can do, which is what makes crafting supplies great. There we go. So now we have all his pieces. And what you'll want to do with this is just either, if you can go take it to the sink, wash it off. If not, you can just use some baby wipes. In the meantime, he's gonna, there you go. All right, so put that off to the side. Oh, you got a whole bunch over there. I'll take this. And just remember to wipe the back of this. And we're done with that for right now. And you don't have to use just white paper with this. You can do tone on tone, you know, the same color ink with the same color cardstock. You can use your brayer on there. There's just so many things that you can do with this. All right, so we're going to put that off to the side. And now we are going to have some fun before we use the machine again. So I'm going to scoot that off the table here for a second. All right, so we'll try to get us both here. Oh, yes. We also need to clean it off. Even though the only color we're going to be brayering this evening is black, I'm still going to clean this off. I'm going to grab a paper towel. All right. Okay. Going to wipe that off. Okay, so we're going to move his little station over here. And so remember, we are making these cards here. So there we go. He's got two and I've got two. So we're going to pull out the front one here of the inside. I've just pre-cut everything. That's everything. This is 3 3/4 by 5. And then the other pieces are the mat. All right. So the techniques that we're going to do with these two cards here is we're going to use the blending brushes, which he has these 3 colors. And he's got 3 of the mini blending brushes here for each, one for each color. Okay. And I'm going to wing it with some different ones that I have over here. And we're going to share the yellow. So we'll start with the yellow since we're both going to use it. And I am going to move these out of the way just so we don't get anything on them. Because with 2 people, it gets kind of crowded here. All right, let's straighten that out there. Okay, so we're going to just gather some ink. We're going to do a little bit off. And we are just going to use some light pressure or dark or heavy, I should say. If the heavier you push, the more you get. You have more control over your brush if you put your fingers at the top there. And there's no right or wrong way to put any color down. Just make sure you use complementary colors. And we're going to do this on both pieces here. And you'll see how these turn out. There we go. Just put as much or as little as you want on there. Next thing I'm going to switch to is 𝗭𝗪𝗣𝗖𝗓. And he's going to be using 𝗧𝗓𝗣𝗡𝗘. So what I'm doing now is spacing out some of these. Since we're done with this one for now, we're going to close this one. You can always come back and add more, so just kind of space them out. You're going to get 3 colors on here, or at least we are this evening. How was everybody's day? Hopefully everybody had a good day. And if you didn't, hopefully your day's getting better this evening. All right, so those are mine. I did one a little bit heavier and one a little bit lighter. That's just because I wanted to do it. He's going really heavy-handed over there, but that's just fine. And he's going small circles, which is just fine. You need to do you. So I'm switching to Fresh Freesia, and he's going to be switching to Melon Mambo. The whole point when you start adding in this 3rd color is to make sure that the entire front is covered. Getting inky, honey?
Better than oily.
So You guys didn't know you're getting a 2-for special this evening, did you? All right, so there's one of mine. And I'm going to do the other one here. Looking good, honey. All right, I think mine's good here. Got a full page. Going back in for some more.
I'm gonna fill in.
Here, I'll close that. What do you keep going? Here, let's give you a little clean off there when you're ready. He's getting inky fingers there.
Oops.
It's okay.
Actually, open the red one.
You're gonna switch brushes though.
I said I'll fix that.
He's living on the edge here. He has 2 ink pads open at once. Look at him. He's, put a fingerprint on there and he did it. Hi, Mom. Thank you. He's doing a good job, huh? So, all right. He's got ink all over him, but he's good. He survived.
And die.
Okay. There you go with that off there. All right. So now that we've done this, we are going to emboss. So we're just going to move those out of the way because we're done with those. And we are going to get out the blue one. And all right. So we are going to run these through. The important thing on this particular card is that normally you would be putting the card so that the erased embossed side was on the color. For this technique, we are using the opposite. So you know that this is the front of the folder. Well, we're going to be moving this to the back this time. So I'll line this up in here. So the opposite way there. Here, 1 and 4 plate. I'm going to send mine through here. If your paper is super thick, you can go ahead and spritz the back with water if you want to. But this evening, I don't think we need it. So you're looking, this would be the normal side that you'd see. We're going to be using this side, the back side, the debossed side. All right. He's going to send one of his through and do it the opposite way. Okay, look how bright and pretty his is. There's one. Now I'm going to send my second one through, and then we'll start with the 2 different techniques here. There we go. Go here this way. Sorry for the shaking there. Our table on its okay. So thank you. Okay, when you're doing an embossing folder, you always have to make sure that the seam side goes through first. Those are the law. That's the law of embossing.
I break the law.
Don't break the folder. Okay. And there's his second one. There we go. Okay.
Clown.
I think that we can, it won't look like a cloud when we're done. Trust me. Okay, so we'll scoot this over just a little bit here. All right. So the first technique with this, he's going to use that. And I'm going to use, I have another one over here. And we're going to take one of these. And that would be this one here. This is straight ink to paper. So what you're going to do, because the embossing is the opposite ways, you're just going to put this down and you're going to rub. And you're going to get this beautiful, almost chalk-like effect on here. So and you kind of have to just be very gentle because you don't really want to push because you don't want that embossing to go away. But look how gorgeous that is as it's coming up. Night, Mom.
Night, Mom.
So, sleep good. And yes, you're going to get a little inky with this. So he's got paper towels over there. You could hold it with paper towel. You can use gloves, but you're just going to get a little bit inky with this, okay? So you get it just how you want it. See, it doesn't look like a clown anymore. And there we go. That's number one there. That is just ink to paper on that. Okay. So on the second one, which I only have the one brayer, so we're going to share, is we are going to, on this one here, it is brayered on. So he's going to continue zhuzhing his, and I am going to start the color process on mine. Oops. And you get two different looks here. And if you push too hard with this, don't worry. You can simply nestle this back into place and then running through your embossing folder again and get it back. This has a more even distribution of the black. So, well, Lisa likes your brightness.
Heavy hands, not bad. Thank you, Lisa.
Ooh, yeah. See, you get to rolling away here and I'm just getting carried away. Anyways, you can go as dark or as light as you like with this. So you just keep going till you reach your desired effectiveness of darkness on this particular one. There we go. That one's coming off finally. Which takes a little bit. All right, that's as much as I'm going to do on this. I'm going to pass that over to him. And you can see here that, so this one is with the brayer. It's a little bit more even. And this one that was done straight ink pad has more of a chalkboard effect. So there you go. Just like on these two here. So, right. Ink pad's getting away from him over here. Thanks, Coney.
I like the look of that one better.
You do? So he likes the look of the straight ink pad to that. Ink pad to paper. So take it for what you will. Correct. That is the flat side. So it's the debossed side. This is the embossed side. This is the debossed. It's actually sunken in. So there we go. Okay. So let's go back to having fun with these little cutouts real quick. So I'll show you a couple different things here. Just because some of the sentiments in here are tiny and you can do some things with it. So this one here, you can color it with markers, you can color it with blends. This one, I wanted to try it. So I took the, thanks, Emily. Thanks. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate it. Now, this here has the ink brayered on it, and I just want to show you a couple different things. This is with an aqua painter just, and it's pink, so it's very light there. Just on the inside. That one as well. On this one here, I did use the aqua painter on it as well, but I used multiple colors, and I really like the way that that one looks and turned out there, as well as this one as well. So we're going to experiment a little bit. If you're going to do brayering on it, I would recommend a bigger one of the sentiments. You know, do the love you. You can try brayering one of the colors on from your back of your card on there.
Sure.
So just pick one, and he's going to demonstrate that. And it just takes a little tiny bit there, so. And when you're doing this, because it is embossed up, you want to be just gentle with it, and that's good. There you go. So if you'll hold that up, you can show them that he added color, which it does not stay perfectly in the embossing, just so you know. There you go. But it still looks really nice. So with that one, now I'm going to give him this big hello here. And I'm going to do a hello, because we have two. Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to do this one with these painters.
Oh, okay.
But you are going to use your ink. So when you're using you want to use it like watercolor, just squish a little bit on the top. Set that to the side there. And let me grab the other painter here. You have them over there? Oh, it's over here. Here we go. All right. So I've got one. He's got one. And what you can do is make sure that if you're going to do two colors, just make sure to clean it off before you stick it in the other one. I'm going to give that a good squeeze so we can get some ink here. Okay, so we're going to take our aqua painter. I've got it, it's wet. Mine's wet already. And then what you're going to do is simply start painting in the line here. If you get too much water, just grab a paper towel. And there we go. It's hard to see with that lighter color, but hopefully we'll get going here. Get another paper towel, honey, please. Okay. And you simply just brush them off. You can pick up a different color and add that in there. So you can get kind of an ombre look. And the less water you have, the darker the color, of course, is going to be, just like in standard watercoloring. And mine's a little wet there. I'm going to dab it off. And it'll also dry lighter. Just remember that. In just a second, I'll lift it up and we can take a look at these. Trying to do like a two-tone on this one on mine. Put that off there. A little bit more here. So there you go. This is a great, easy way to get a little, well, it is a watercolor sentiment. You could have these cut, set aside. When you do your card, you just pull one out, add some color real quick, do it with markers, water painter, whichever you like. Let that dry there. And I also pulled out a Celebrate here, which I need some more of this ink. Don't worry, don't break them by squishing them. They're okay. He's going for all the azure afternoon there. My tip is very wet, so just removing some of the water. There we go. Color this in. So that one I just did a solid color, well, solid watercolor color. There we go. There we go. Let him finish his other one here. He's doing his a little bit on the drier side. So he is getting quite a good amount of saturation, which looks really good, especially since his card fronts are a little on the darker side there. So you could wait for this to dry and add more color. It could be good to go. It's up to you how much you want on there. Looks good. Hold yours up so I can see. There we go.
Camera.
There you go. Okay. So let's get, we're just going to put together one of these because the whole point of this evening was the technique. So, and you've got your envelopes over there. What we're going to do is take one of our card fronts, whichever one you want, honey.
Doesn't matter.
Well, one is the inside. It's the bigger of the two that you need. Yeah. The smaller goes on the inside. Okay. So I've got him some new glue here. Glue. Yeah. Now, because this backside is embossed, you could use tape, but I went ahead and glued it before and it was fine. But you do need to make sure you put in, stay away from the edges because you're going to be squishing it down a little bit. And then just make sure you get a good coverage there, like so. And this is about 1/8 of an inch border here. So we are just going to mount this on like so. Glue gives you a little bit of time to make sure that's centered or pull it back up, whichever. Hey. It's hard because I'm right-handed here. There we go. All right. I got mine pretty good, so we're going to go with it. Just hold it down for a second. Get it where you want it. There we go. And of course, we are going to attach it to the card front. I just think these look so striking with these beautiful pops of color and then the black. You, of course, could do this with any colors you'd like. You don't have to stick with this type of deal. Give it a good press. There we go. I used the heartfelt hexagon punch here. And that's in there. With this hello, it's going to go right on top of this, like so. And I went ahead and popped the sentiment up with a few of the mini dimensionals. It does not need a lot, but and you may want to make sure you stick to the center-ish, not go out on the edges because they do hang over a little bit. And with this, if you need to cut it down, cut it down. You're doing so good, Annie.
Thank you.
I think maybe just one more right there. I think that's plenty. Forgot the O. All right, get this off here. Promise you all. Thanks for tuning in. We're almost done. Keeping it a little long. But I'm going to go ahead and do this at a slight slant because I just like the way it looks. There we go. So that's popped up on there. There we go. It's okay. It's a handmade DIY stationery. So it's A-okay. They will know it's handmade. Okay, the last thing we're going to add on here, well, next to the last thing, is some silver thread here. And what I like to do with this is I like to grab it like so with my hand. I like to wrap it around all 4 fingers just a few times. And I'm cutting left-handed. There we go. And then once you have that, I like to twist it and make a figure 8. And I'm going to put it on the back of this. Make sure which way I want it going. And yes, we've got some extra pieces there. There we go. You could put a glue dot down. You could run some tape down. I think I like the challenge. I just wing it. There we go. Keep holding that there for a second. Flip that back over. Make sure you've got that going the direction you want it. That stuff's supposed to look, you know, messy and free-flowing back there. And there we go. We have some iridescent rhinestones to finish them off. You'll see on this particular one here, I put them in all the small flowers. On this one here, I put it on the little heartfelt hexagon. And then I don't know if you can see it with this one, but I also used 𝗭𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗞 all over this card just to make it a little extra sparkly. So do whatever you like. Let me grab a couple of these up here.
You put them on the back of that, right?
Yes. And you can add twine back there if you want, or not, whatever you'd like. And there we go. There's mine.
Sorry, dimensions.
Oh yeah, and you're using the tiny ones back there. That's why it's a little aggravating. I use the big ones. There's some more big ones if you want them.
Oh no, it's none. Going away on this.
I don't know about you all, but when we find these backers everywhere. Want some twine? Or no?
Wind it up.
Wind it up. Okay. He did it the smart way and put his dimensionals on first. A cut there in between. All right, so we've got this here. Make it into an 8. Doesn't matter that that's sticking out there. Helps if you kind of put them on the back here, like so. Hold your finger there. Wherever you want it. Yeah, there's no right or wrong way to put that on back there. You did it. Yay! There we go. 2 different versions, 3 different colors. Well, 6, 5, because we both used yellow. Daffodil Delight. So there we go. Go back to this here. There we go. Say hi. He survived. So
Just a little inky.
he's a little inky. So yeah, we'll sit there and do that. But anyways, here's our lovely cards. I have to go the opposite way. Thanks, Emily. And appreciate having him on here this evening. And I know I keep going the opposite direction. Anyways, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Normally he's playing Dungeons and Dragons on Thursdays, so that's why I do Crafty Hour on Thursdays. But now you get to see the butter from ButterDish Designs. And thanks for watching, and appreciate all the comments, saying hi, and we will see you. Well, I'll see you next week. He won't. He'll be back to playing. So he's had enough card making. So we thank everybody for watching. Have a great night.
Night.
Bye. Just hit the